The phone rings at 2:47 a.m. and I know, before I even answer, that my life just ended. "Mr. Hayes?" A woman's voice, clinical and careful. "This is St. Catherine's Hospital. Your wife just gave birth. She's in the ICU. Can you come?" "My wife, we've been separated for 3 months. She wasn't pregnant when I left. I'm dressed before I hang up." The drive is 17 minutes of spiraling math, counting backward through weeks and arguments, trying to place when, trying to understand how I didn't know. My hands shake on the wheel. The city blurs past, neon bleeding into rain. The hospital smells like disinfectant and desperation. A nurse leads me through white corridors that all look the same. "She's stable now," she says, which means she wasn't before. "The baby's in NICU, 6 weeks early." "Is it—" I can't finish. "A girl. 4 pounds, 2 ounces." The nurse stops at a window. Inside, Mara lies pale and small beneath tubes and monitors. Her dark hair fans across the pillow like it used to across my chest. My throat closes. "She asked for you," the nurse says quietly, "when they brought her in. She kept saying your name. I can't go in yet. Can't face her." Instead, I find myself walking to the NICU, pressing my palm against glass, staring at rows of tiny humans fighting to exist. A nurse inside catches my eye and points to one isolette in the corner. She's impossibly small. Purple-red skin, chest rising and falling too fast, eyes sealed shut. A name card reads, "Baby girl Hayes mine." I'm trying to process this, trying to breathe, when I hear heels clicking down the hall behind me. Expensive heels. I know that sound. "They called you too?" I turn. Sloane stands there in a black coat, perfect as always, rain-damp hair framing her face. My business partner. My best friend's widow. The woman Mara was convinced I was in love with. Two. My voice sounds hollow. "I'm listed as her emergency contact," Sloane says, and something in her expression makes my stomach drop. "Has been for 6 months, since you two started having problems." "Why would she?" "Because she knew you wouldn't answer if she called." Sloane steps closer, and I smell her perfume, the same one that clung to my jacket the night Mara and I had our worst fight. "And she was right, wasn't she? You've been avoiding her. She left me. She left because you were already gone." Sloane's eyes are dark, unreadable. "She came to my apartment 4 months ago. She was crying. She told me she was pregnant. She asked me if you and I were sleeping together." The floor tilts. "What did you tell her?" Sloane smiles then, soft, sad, devastating. "I told her the truth. That you'd never touch me, that you loved her too much." She pauses. "Then I told her the other truth. That you looked at me the way you used to look at her, that I could have you if I wanted." Jesus Christ, Sloane. She asked me to promise I wouldn't. Her voice drops to a whisper, and I couldn't. Behind us an alarm sounds. Nurses rush past toward the ICU, toward Mara's room. I run. They won't let me in. Through the doorway I see organized chaos. Doctors, machines, Mara's body jerking as they shock her heart back into rhythm. Someone's shouting numbers. Someone else is calling for more epinephrine. Sloane's hand finds mine in the hallway. I should pull away. I don't. "She hid the pregnancy because she thought she'd already lost you," Sloane says against my ear. "She was trying to let you go." The monitor's flatline screech cuts through everything. Then, a beep. Another. Rhythm returning. A doctor emerges, exhausted. "She's stable, but barely. The eclampsia caused multiple organ damage. She needs absolute rest, no stress." He looks between Sloane and me. "Only immediate family." "I'm her husband," I say. "Then you should know. She was asking for someone named Sloane." He checks his chart. "Said she needs to talk to her. Said it's urgent." Sloane's fingers tighten around mine. I finally pull away. "What did you do?" I ask. She meets my eyes, and for the first time since I've known her, since my best friend died and left her in my care, I see something that terrifies me. Guilt. "What I had to," she says, "to keep her safe from the truth." I let Sloane go in first because I'm a coward. Through the window I watch them. Mara's eyes flutter open, find Sloane's face and fill with something I can't name from here. Relief? Fear? Sloane leans close, whispers something, and Mara's heart monitor spikes. A nurse glances up, concerned, but Mara shakes her head. Whatever Sloane is saying, she needs to hear it. I should stop this. I don't. 10 minutes later, Sloane emerges. Her lipstick is smudged. Her hands are shaking. "She wants to see you now," she says, not meeting my eyes. "Don't tell her I told you anything." "Told me what?" "You haven't told me anything." "Exactly. She starts to walk away, then stops. Michael, the baby. She's yours. I need you to know that I know that. Why would you need to? But she's already gone, heels clicking away down the corridor, leaving me with a knot of dread in my chest that feels like prophecy. I push into Mara's room. She looks like a ghost of herself. Translucent skin, purple shadows under her eyes, tubes running from her arms like roots trying to keep her earthbound. When she sees me, she starts crying. I'm sorry, she whispers. I'm so sorry. I pull a chair close, take her hand. It's cold. For what? For not telling me? For all of it. Her voice breaks. For believing her. For running. For thinking you could ever... She stops, swallows. She showed me texts, Michael. Between you two. Late nights. Can't stop thinking about earlier. This has to stay between us, I thought. We were planning your birthday surprise, I say. And the words feel hollow even though they're true. The investment portfolio. I was signing over half my shares to you. Her face crumbles. I know, she told me. Just now. Then why? Because there were other texts too. Mara's grip tightens on my hand. Real ones. From your phone to hers. After David died. I need you tonight. Don't know how to do this without you. Tell me you didn't send those. I can't, I did. 3 months after my best friend's funeral. When grief felt like drowning and Sloane was the only person who understood because she was drowning too. They weren't. Nothing happened. But you wanted it to. Not a question. You wanted her. The machines beep in the silence. Outside, someone pages a code blue for another room. I don't know what I wanted, I say finally. I was lost. David was gone. You and I were falling apart. She was there. Mara pulls her hand away. And I wasn't. I was too busy being pregnant and terrified and convinced I was losing you to notice you'd already decided to leave. I never decided. You did. Every time you worked late with her. Every time you came home smelling like her perfume. Every time you looked at me like you were trying to remember why you'd chosen me instead. Her voice is raw now, stripped. So I made it easy for you. I left, I hid the baby. I thought if you didn't know, you wouldn't feel obligated. You could have what you really wanted. And what's that? Her. The word lands like a blade. Mara. She loves you. Mara's eyes are bright with tears and something sharper. She told me, just now. She said she's loved you since before David died. That she's been waiting. That she knew I'd figure it out eventually, and that's why she showed me those texts. The fake ones mixed with real ones. So I'd leave before you had to choose. My blood goes cold. She admitted that? She said she was protecting me. Protecting us both. Mara laughs, broken. She said you'd have stayed with me out of guilt. That you'd have resented the baby. That I deserve someone who chose me first. I'm on my feet. Where is she? Michael, wait! Mara tries to sit up, winces. There's more. The pregnancy. Why it went wrong. I stop at the door. I came to your office 2 weeks ago. To tell you about the baby. To try again. Her voice is barely audible now. You weren't there. But Sloane was. In your chair. Wearing your shirt. The room spins. Nothing happened, Mara continues. She said she'd spilled coffee on herself. That you'd gone to get her a change of clothes. But Michael, she was sitting in your chair like she owned it. Like she owned you. And the way she looked at me when she realized I was pregnant. She trails off. She smiled. And she said, congratulations. Does Michael know? And when I said no, not yet, she said, maybe keep it that way. He has enough to worry about right now. What does that mean? I don't know. But I left. I drove home. I was crying so hard I could barely see. And when I got there, there was a package. No return address. Mara's breathing quickens, making the monitors spike. Photos of you and her. At David's lake house from last month. You were holding her. Her head was on your shoulder. It looked... We scattered his ashes there. She was grieving. I know. Mara's voice cracks. She told me that too, just now. She explained everything. Every text, every photo, every moment that looked like something else. And it all makes sense, Michael. It's all innocent, then what's the problem? The problem is I believe her. Mara looks at me with eyes that have seen too much. And I still think she's lying. A nurse enters, checks Mara's vitals, gives me a warning look. She needs rest. I nod, but don't move. There's something else, Mara says as the nurse leaves. Something she said at the end. She said, "The baby almost died because of stress." Your stress. Maybe she's better off without you as a mother. But Michael would be an excellent father, especially with the right support. The implication hits like a fist. She wants you to take the baby, Mara whispers. And she wants to help you raise her. My phone buzzes. A text from Sloan. NICU. Now. Come alone. I look at my wife, pale, broken, terrified. Don't go, she says. I go anyway. The NICU is dim, designed for fragile sleep. Sloan stands at our daughter's easel, silhouetted against the monitoring equipment's glow. She's taken off her coat. Underneath, she wears a white blouse that looks gray in the half-light. She's beautiful, Sloan says without turning. She has your mouth. I stop 3 feet behind her. Close enough to see my daughter's tiny chest rising and falling. Far enough to run if I need to. What game are you playing? No game. Sloan finally faces me. Her makeup is gone, cried off or washed off, I can't tell. She looks younger without it. More dangerous. I'm trying to save you from making the same mistake David made. David loved you. David loved the idea of me. She steps closer. The grieving widow. The tragic beauty. He married his fantasy and then realized he'd trapped himself with a real person. Someone messy and broken and nothing like the story he'd written in his head. Her voice drops. He was going to leave me, Michael. Before the accident. Did you know that? I didn't. He told me the night before he died. Said he'd met someone else. Someone real. She laughs, but it sounds like breaking glass. He was coming to tell you. To ask for advice on how to end things cleanly. And then that drunk driver made the decision for him. Why are you telling me this? Because you're doing the same thing with Mara. Sloan is close enough now that I can smell her perfume mixed with hospital antiseptic. You married the girl who made you feel safe. Who needed you. Who looked at you like you were her whole world. And then you woke up one day and realized you'd built a cage. That's not... You worked late every night for 3 months. You stopped touching her. You flinched when she said, I love you. She counts each point on her fingers. You came to me instead. Not because you wanted me. Because you wanted an escape. You don't know what I want, don't I? She reaches up, touches my face. I should pull away. I don't. You want permission, Michael. Permission to leave. Permission to stop pretending. Permission to admit that loving someone isn't the same as wanting to be with them. Her thumb traces my jaw. My heart pounds so hard I'm sure she can feel it. I never showed her fake texts, Sloan whispers. Every message was real. I just made sure she saw them out of context. Made sure she understood what they really meant. Which is, that you were falling in love with me. She says it like a fact. Like gravity. Maybe you still are. Maybe that terrifies you more than anything else. I grab her wrist, pull her hand away. You manipulated her. You drove her away. You almost killed her. I set her free. Sloan doesn't struggle. She would have spent her whole life wondering if you stayed because of the baby. If you loved her or just couldn't leave. This way she chose, she left. Now you get to choose too. There's nothing to choose. She's my wife. That's my daughter. Is it? The question hangs in the air like poison. What are you saying? I'm saying Mara came to me 4 months ago, pregnant and terrified, asking if we were sleeping together. Sloan's eyes are black in the dim light. I'm saying she was already pregnant when you two had your last fight. Already 3 months along. I'm saying the timing is uninteresting. My vision tunnels. You're lying, am I? Ask her about the consultant. The one who stayed late at her office every Thursday. The one who drove her home after those networking events. She tilts her head. Or don't ask. Keep believing the story she's telling. Keep playing the noble husband. But know this, I did a paternity test. You what? I have medical power of attorney. She signed it over when she listed me as emergency contact. When they took blood from the baby for the NICU screening, I authorized an extra test. She pulls a folded paper from her pocket. The results came back an hour ago. I don't take it. Can't, you're insane. I'm thorough. She unfolds it anyway, holds it where I can see. Numbers and percentages I don't understand. 99% probability. Congratulations, Michael. You're definitely the father. Relief floods through me, so intense it's painful. Then I see her smile. But you didn't know that until just now, did you? Sloan folds the paper, puts it back. For 30 seconds you wondered. You doubted her. You thought maybe, just maybe she'd betrayed you first and that would make everything easier. Get away from me. Why? Because I'm showing you the truth? He wanted an out, Michael. Some reason to hate her. To justify leaving. To make Sloan the victim and Mara the villain so you could walk away clean. She steps back, spreads her hands. But she's innocent. She's always been innocent. She loved you completely and you couldn't stand it. Behind us, the baby makes a small sound, not quite a cry, just a mewling whimper. We both freeze. A nurse appears. Sir, you can't both be in here. Family only. I'm family, Sloan says smoothly. Godmother. No, she's not. I start, but the nurse is already checking monitors, adjusting tubes. Baby's heart rate is elevated. Too much stimulation. You need to leave. Both of you. In the hallway, Sloan catches my arm. David's life insurance paid out $3 million. Did you know that? What does that have to? It all went to me, but I don't need it. I have my own money, my own company now, thanks to you helping me navigate David's clients. She's so calm it's unnerving. I want to give it to your daughter. A trust fund. Full college tuition. Whatever she needs. We don't want your money, Mara does. I already asked her. She said yes. My blood freezes. When? 20 minutes ago. When I was in her room. Sloane's smile is gentle, poisonous. She said if something happens to her, if she doesn't make it, she wants to know her daughter is taken care of. And she wants me to help you raise her. That's not, she wouldn't, she's dying, Michael. Sloane's voice finally cracks. Her kidneys are failing. They're trying to hide it, but I saw the chart. She has maybe 72 hours before they have to make a decision about dialysis. And she's terrified that even if she survives, she'll never be able to care for a baby, never be the mother she wants to be. So what? You offered to take her place? I offered to be what David never let me be. Tears now, real ones, sliding down her face. A mother. Someone who matters. Someone who isn't just the beautiful broken thing on the shelf. I'm shaking. You don't love that baby? You love the idea of playing house with me. Maybe. She wipes her eyes. Or maybe I love you both enough to destroy everything so you can finally be honest. Honest about what? About the fact that you kissed me. She says it quietly. 3 weeks ago, after the shareholders' meeting, in your car. You pulled me close and you kissed me and you said my name like a prayer. The memory hits like whiplash. The rain, the parking garage. The way she'd looked at me when I told her I was trying to fix things with Mara. The way I'd grabbed her face and, you kissed me back, I whisper. I know. She touches my lips with one finger. And then you went home and made love to your wife and got her pregnant and pretended I didn't exist. It was a mistake. It was the truth. She leans in, close enough to kiss again. So here's my offer. Walk away right now. Let me handle Mara, the medical bills, the baby. I'll tell her you couldn't do it. That you chose freedom. She'll hate you, but she'll survive. And you and I, no, can finally stop lying. I push past her, heading back to Mara's room. Behind me, Sloan calls out, she's going to ask you if you love me. When you see her next, she's going to ask you directly. I stop. What will you say, Michael? I don't answer. I run. But when I reach Mara's room, it's dark. Empty. The bed is stripped. An alarm is sounding somewhere down the hall. A doctor intercepts me. Mr. Hayes, your wife just crashed. We've taken her to surgery. The world tilts. Is she? We're doing everything we can. Through the chaos of rushing staff and beeping machines, I see Sloan at the end of the hallway. She's holding the paternity test and smiling. They won't let me in the operating room. I'm left in a waiting area that smells like stale coffee and fear, watching a clock that moves too slow and too fast at once. Sloan sits across from me. Neither of us speaks for 17 minutes. Finally, I lied. I don't look at her. About which part? The paternity test. She slides the paper across the table between us. I didn't run one. Couldn't. You need both parents' consent or a court order. That document is fake. I printed it from a template website. I should feel rage. I feel nothing. Why? To see what you'd do. If you'd doubt her. If you'd want her to be guilty. Sloan leans forward. You looked relieved, Michael, when you thought she might have cheated first. For 30 seconds, you were free. You're sick. I'm honest. She pulls out her phone, taps the screen, slides it to me. This isn't fake, it's a video. Date stamped 3 weeks ago. Security footage from the parking garage. I watch myself pull Sloane close, watch my hand tangle in her hair, watch us kiss like we're drowning and the other person is air. It lasts 47 seconds. When we break apart, I can read my own lips. I can't do this. And Sloane's response, then don't go home to her. The video cuts off. I deleted it from the company server, Sloane says. This is the only copy. I was going to use it if you tried to deny what happened. If you tried to make me the villain. She pauses. But you already know you're not the hero here. Delete it. Why? So you can keep pretending? So Mara can die thinking you were faithful? She takes the phone back. She deserves the truth. The truth will destroy her. The lies already did. Sloane stands, paces. You want to know what she said to me? In her room before she crashed? She said more, promise me if I die you'll tell Michael it wasn't his fault. Promise me you'll help him forgive himself. Her voice breaks. She's protecting you even now. Even dying, and you can't even admit you betrayed her. I didn't sleep with you. You wanted to. That's worse. She stops pacing, faces me. Love without action is just cowardice, Michael. David taught me that. He loved me, I believe that now. But he wasn't brave enough to stay. You love Mara, but you're not brave enough to let me go. I have let you go. Then why am I still here? She gestures around us. Why did you let me in the NICU? Why didn't you throw me out of the hospital? Why are you sitting here with me instead of demanding to see your wife? Because she's right. Because some part of me wants this. Wants the chaos. Wants the excuse. A surgeon enters, still in scrubs, mask pulled down. Mr. Hayes? I'm on my feet. She's alive. We've stabilized her. But, he hesitates. The eclampsia caused significant damage. Her kidneys are failing. We've got her on dialysis, but she'll need a transplant within 6 months. Maybe sooner. I'll get tested today. There's something else. The surgeon glances at Sloane, then back to me. She's asking for both of you. She's very agitated. We've sedated her, but she keeps saying she needs to talk to you both before. He stops. Before what? Before she signs the DNR. The floor opens up beneath me. What? She's requested a do not resuscitate order. If she codes again, she doesn't want extraordinary measures. Given her condition, it's not an unreasonable request, but she won't sign until she's spoken with you both. Sloane makes a sound, half gasp, half sob. Take us to her, I say. Mara looks worse than before. Gray skin, sunken eyes, tubes and wires connecting her to machines that keep making sounds I don't want to understand. But she's conscious. Barely. Michael. Her voice is sandpaper. Sloane. We stand on opposite sides of her bed like opposing forces. Don't sign that, I say. Please, we'll find a kidney. I'll give you mine. Whatever it takes. It's not about the kidney. Mara's eyes find Sloane's. Tell him. Sloane goes rigid. Mara, tell him what you told me. What you did. All of it. I already told him about the texts. About pushing you away. Not that. Mara's breathing is labored. Tell him about David. The machines seem to get louder. What about David? I ask. Sloane's face has gone white. Mara, please. He didn't die in an accident. Mara's eyes never leave Sloane's. Did he? The silence is deafening. What is she talking about? I look between them. The police report said drunk driver. Head-on collision. The other driver was drunk, Sloane whispers. That part's true. But David was driving toward him, Mara continues, each word clearly costing her. On purpose. He called you first, didn't he? Right before? You told me earlier, when you were confessing. You told me everything. I grabbed Sloane's arm. What did you do? I told him I was pregnant. Tears stream down Sloane's face now. He said he was leaving. I said fine, but I'm keeping the baby. He said it wasn't his. I said I'd prove it was. I'd tell everyone he abandoned his child. Ruin him publicly. He got in his car. He was crying. He called me while he was driving. Said he couldn't. She chokes. Said he couldn't live like this, trapped, and then he saw the drunk driver, Mara finishes. And he didn't swerve? Sloane collapses into the chair. The police called it an accident. I never corrected them. And there was no baby. I wasn't pregnant, I lied. I was desperate and I lied and you killed him. I can barely form words. You drove him to? I know. Sloane is sobbing now. I know, and I've spent 2 years trying to make it right. Trying to be worthy of his memory. trying to become someone who deserved to be loved. And then she looks at me. You were so kind, so broken, so there. And I thought if I could have you, I could fix what I'd destroyed. I could have the life I'd lost. I could. So you did to me what you did to David. The realization hits like ice water. You trapped me, manipulated Mara, tried to manufacture the same crisis. No, I was trying to prevent it. Don't you see? Sloane reaches for me, but I step back. I was setting you free before you did what David did. Before the resentment turned to hate. Before you hurt someone. Before I hurt you, you mean? Mara's voice cuts through. You were protecting yourself. If Michael left me first, willingly, you wouldn't have to carry the guilt of another death. Sloane crumbles. I can't do it again. I can't be the reason someone destroys themselves. So you destroyed me instead. Mara's heart rate monitor starts climbing. You took my husband, my marriage, my sense of reality. You almost took my daughter. Mara, your heart rate. A nurse rushes in, checks the monitors, but Mara doesn't stop. And the worst part? I still don't blame you. Because I see it now. You're not evil. You're just broken, and you break everything you touch because that's all you know how to do. Mrs. Hayes, please. Michael. Mara's eyes find mine. Do you love her? The question I've been running from, everyone stops. The nurse, Sloane. The machines seem to quiet. Answer me, Mara says. Do you love her? I look at Sloane, beautiful, shattered, toxic Sloane, who manipulated my wife, who lied about paternity tests, who drove her husband to suicide and then tried to make me her redemption. I look at my wife, pale, dying Mara, who loved me unconditionally, who carried my child alone, who's protecting me even now. Yes, I say. Mara closes her eyes, but not the way I love you. I move closer, take her cold hand. I love her like you love a car crash. You can't look away, but you know it's destroying you. I love her like a mistake you keep making because it feels like freedom. I love her, my voice breaks, the way David loved her. And we both know how that ended. Sloane stands. Michael, get out. I don't look at her. Get out and don't come back. Don't call. Don't text. Don't ever come near my family again. You can't just... Yes, I can. I finally face her. You want honesty? Here it is. You're right. I wanted you. I kissed you. I fantasized about a life where I wasn't trapped by responsibility and love and all the messy real things. But that's all it was. A fantasy. And I'm done destroying real things for fantasies. You'll regret this. Sloane's voice is ice now. You'll wake up one day and realize you traded everything for obligation. You'll resent her. Resent the baby. Resent, maybe. Probably. I turn back to Mara. But at least I'll wake up. David didn't get that chance. Sloane leaves without another word. The door clicks shut. Mara opens her eyes. You didn't have to say that. About loving me more. I know, but did you mean it? I kiss her forehead. Her skin is clammy and cold. Ask me again in 6 months. After the dialysis and the transplant and all the hell we're about to go through. Ask me when I'm exhausted and broke and covered in baby vomit. I smooth her hair back. Ask me when it's real. When there's no drama or tragedy or beautiful women offering me escape routes. And what will you say? I don't know yet. I press my forehead to hers. But I'm going to stay long enough to find out. She starts to cry. I hold her while the machines beep and the nurses bustle, and somewhere down the hall our daughter fights to breathe. Don't sign the DNR, I whisper. Please stay, fight, hate me if you need to. But stay. Okay, she breathes. Okay. We stay like that until visiting hours end and the nurses gently pull me away. In the parking garage, my phone buzzes. A text from Sloane. I'm sorry. For everything. I've deleted the video. You'll never hear from me again. Be happy, Michael. Be the man David couldn't be then. P.S. I really was pregnant. I lost it the day of his funeral. Maybe that's karma. I delete her number. Drive home to an empty apartment that still smells like Mara's shampoo. And finally, let myself break. 3 months later, I'm changing a diaper at 4 a.m. when I realize I've forgotten what Sloane's voice sounds like. Our daughter, Emma, we named her Emma, screams like she's being murdered. She's gained 2 pounds and developed an impressive set of lungs. The NICU released her 6 weeks ago with a list of instructions that still terrifies me. You're doing it wrong, Mara says from the doorway. She's in a wheelchair, pale but alive. The dialysis port in her chest is visible above her nightgown. She's still waiting for a kidney. I'm still not a match. I'm doing it fine. You're not supporting her head. Her head is fine. Michael, Mara. I finish fastening the diaper, lift Emma, tuck her against my shoulder. She quiets immediately, making small snuffling sounds against my neck. See, fine. Mara wheels closer. In this light, she looks like a sketch of herself, all sharp lines and shadows. The eclampsia left damage that may never fully heal. Some days she can walk. Some days she can't feel her legs at all. I got the call, she says quietly. My stomach drops. And there's a kidney. In Seattle. Viable match. They want me there by tomorrow night. She twists her wedding ring, the one I put back on her finger the day she left the ICU. It's a long shot. 20% compatibility, high rejection risk. We take it. Michael, if it fails, if my body rejects it, I might not get another chance. They'll move me down the list. Then it won't fail. You can't just decide that. Watch me. I sit on the floor beside her wheelchair, still holding Emma. We've come too far to give up now. She touches my face. Her hands don't shake anymore. The tremors stopped last week. Small victories. Do you regret it yet? She asks. Staying? Every day. She laughs, a real one, the first in weeks. Liar. I'm serious. Yesterday, Emma projectile vomited on my last clean shirt. This morning, you made me watch 4 hours of home renovation shows. Tonight, I ate cereal for dinner because I was too tired to cook. I shift Emma to my other shoulder. This is the worst 3 months of my life. And I wouldn't trade a second of it. Mara's eyes fill. Even knowing what you gave up? I know she means Sloan. The fantasy of escape. The easy way out. Especially because of what I gave up. I lean my head against her knee. Turns out I don't want easy. I want real. Even when real is messy and hard and involves more bodily fluids than I ever thought possible. Romantic. I'm exhausted. You get what you get. She runs her fingers through my hair. We sit like that. Her in the wheelchair, me on the floor, Emma asleep between us until Dawn starts bleeding through the curtains. My mother called, Mara says eventually. She wants to fly in. Help with Emma during the surgery. Good. She also asked if we were seeing a marriage counselor. Are we? Should we be? Mara's hand stills. You kissed another woman, Michael. You thought about leaving. Some of that doesn't just... I know. I look up at her. I'm not asking for forgiveness or absolution. I'm just asking for time. To prove that who I was 3 months ago isn't who I am now. And who are you now? Tired, broke, covered in baby vomit. I smile. Yours if you'll have me. That's not how this works. You don't get to be the hero by showing up to clean up your own mess. Then what do I get to be? Human. She cups my face. Flawed, present, real. Someone who stays even when staying is hard. Emma squirms, makes a sound that means she's about to wake up hungry and furious. I stand, start the practiced bounce walk that sometimes buys us 5 more minutes. I saw her, Mara says suddenly, last week. At the grocery store, my blood goes cold. Sloan? She was in the pharmacy section. Buying, Mara stops, swallows. Prenatal vitamins, the implication hangs there. Did she see you? Yes, she started to come over. I left, abandoned my cart and left. Mara's hands twist together. I don't know if she's pregnant. Don't know if it's real this time. Don't want to know. Good. But Michael, what if she needs help? What if she's alone and scared and then she figures it out like everyone else? I say it firmly. We're not her salvation. We're not her redemption arc. She doesn't get to haunt our lives because she can't figure out her own. That's cruel. That's survival. I shift Emma, who's starting to fuss in earnest now. You almost died, Mara, literally, because of the stress she caused. I'm not letting her do that again. Not to you, not to us. But if she really is pregnant, then I hope she finds someone who can help her. Someone who isn't me. I meet her eyes. Is that wrong? Am I supposed to feel guilty for choosing us? I don't know. Mara wheels toward the kitchen. Maybe. Maybe we're both supposed to be bigger people. More forgiving. I'm not that big, I follow her. And neither are you. And I think that's okay. She makes formula while I pace with Emma. The routine is second nature now, the precise measurements, the temperature testing, the way Emma latches on like she's been starved for years instead of hours. Seattle. Mara says as I feed Emma. Tomorrow night, what if it doesn't work? What if I don't wake up? You'll wake up. But if I don't, if this is it, I need you to know. She's crying now, quiet tears that streak her thin face. I need you to know I never regretted loving you, even when it hurt, even when I thought you loved someone else. Even dying, I never regretted it. I can't speak, can't breathe. And Emma, she continues, tell her her mother fought like hell to meet her. Tell her she was wanted, every single cell of her. You'll tell her yourself. Michael, no. I'm crying too now, tears dropping onto Emma's head. You'll tell her yourself when she's 16 and hates us both. You'll tell her when she graduates. When she gets married. When she makes us grandparents. My voice breaks. You'll tell her every day for the rest of your very long, very ordinary, very boring life. You hear me? Mara nods, but we both know there are no guarantees. The surgery takes 11 hours. I pace the waiting room with Emma strapped to my chest. Mara's mother sits rigid in a chair, praying. My hands shake so badly I can barely hold the bottle when Emma needs feeding. Hour 6, a nurse tells us there were complications. They don't specify. Hour 9, a doctor says the kidney is functioning, cautiously optimistic. Hour 11, they wheel Mara to recovery, alive, breathing. The kidney working for now. I'm allowed in after they stabilize her. She's unconscious, intubated, more machine than woman, but alive. I pull a chair close, shift Emma in my arms, and wait. 3 hours later, Mara's eyes flutter open. She sees me. Sees Emma, tries to speak around the tube. Don't, I say. Don't talk. Just, you made it. You're here. We're all here. She reaches for Emma with a handful of IV lines. I lean close enough for her to touch our daughter's head. Her fingers brush the soft baby hair and she smiles. 6 weeks later, we're in the hospital parking lot. Final checkup. The kidney is holding. Mara can walk without the wheelchair most days now. Emma has almost doubled her birth weight. Ready to go home? I ask. Mara looks back at the hospital, the place where she almost died, where Emma was born, where everything fell apart and somehow came back together. Yeah, she says. I'm ready. I'm buckling Emma into her car seat when Mara says, do you ever think about her? I don't have to ask who, sometimes, I admit. Not the way you think. I think about how close I came to throwing this away, how easy it would have been to choose the fantasy. And now I know better. I close the car door gently, turn to face her. The fantasy doesn't have midnight feedings, doesn't have dialysis appointments or medical debt or the way you look when you're too tired to pretend you're okay. The fantasy doesn't have any of the hard parts, but it also doesn't have the good parts. Exactly. I pull her close, carefully, always carefully now. The fantasy doesn't have you, real you. Complicated, difficult, stubborn, perfect you. She kisses me, soft and brief. That was almost romantic. I'm working on it. We drive home through afternoon traffic. Emma sleeps. Mara dozes. I navigate familiar streets while the sun sets behind us, painting everything gold. My phone buzzes at a red light. Unknown number. Against my better judgment, I check it. A photo. Sloane, very pregnant, standing in front of a sold sign outside a house I don't recognize. No message. No explanation. I delete it without showing Mara. Some ghosts don't deserve an exorcism. They just need to be ignored until they fade on their own. At the next light, I take Mara's hand. She stirs, squeezes back without waking. I love you, I say to the car, to my sleeping family, to the life I almost traded away. I love you both more than the fantasy, more than the escape, more than the easy way out. Mara doesn't hear me, but I needed to say it anyway. Behind us, the sun disappears. Ahead, the road stretches long and ordinary and real. I drive toward it without looking back. Some truths destroy us. Others rebuild us. The trick is knowing which is which, and having the courage to stay long enough to find out.